And I believe we have Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts on. Hello, Letty. Are you there? Letty Brooks Roberts, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening. How are you?
Good. Too blessed to be stressed. Let me see if we can switch up a little bit. I don't know if I'm in the rear. The rear. Okay, Mrs. Roberts, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, you're on the mic.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to say hello and welcome to another great edition of the program Ashford Garden Live. We're coming to you live from Detroit, Michigan. Okay? And of course, this is where you want to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 midnight in Liberia. This is yours truly, the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than a lion. All right? And just make yourselves feel at home. Tonight, we are going to be playing host to Mr. WONGBE. Mr. WONGBE wants to be senator of NIMBA County. And what does he bring to the table? Big question. Let's find out. The program tonight is sponsored. The program tonight, I repeat, is sponsored by Mr. Josephus Weir. Mr. Josephus Weir is our sole sponsor for the program tonight. I mean, he went into his pocket and said, you know what, Big Brother Ashford, I really want to hear what Brother WONGBE has in his will intense of teaching the lives of the people of Nima County that was subsequently dragged down to other counties. So, Mr. Josephus Weir, want to say a big thank you to you. As a matter of fact, Mr. Josephus Weir lost his uncle in Liberia. Want to express our sympathy to him. And Mr. Josephus Weir also celebrates his birthday this weekend, Saturday, and he will be in club quarantine. With that said, I want to go back to Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts as she brings us up to speed as to what's unfolding in Information Highway. Mrs. Roberts, the microphone is all yours.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Garley, and good evening to all our Bridge Radio family. Again, welcome to another Spoken Tuesday with your host, Ashford Garley. We are coming to you live, three different platforms. Facebook Live, which is Bridge TV, YouTube, and also BRIDGERADIO Thank you for choosing Bridge TV as your choice of information and entertainment. As Mr. Garley stated, we have a senator aspirant here this evening. So we ask that you make yourselves comfortable. Grab your drink of choice or your meal of choice as we bring you information that you need to know. And of course, you can get your questions ready as we post the numbers when it's time for you to call in. Please do share the show with your friends and family and anyone that you know needs to hear this information. Again, thank you for choosing Bridge Radio Africa. Last but not least, please visit Bridge TV Africa for more information and entertainment. Before I go back to Mr. Garley, I also wanted to share with you the Constitution of Liberia sets three qualifications for service in the Senate. The three qualifications are age, citizenship, and residency. So, with those qualifications, we sure our aspirant is ready to answer your questions. Again, thank you for choosing Bridge TV as your choice of information. Thank you, Mr. Garley. Back to you.
Thank you. Again, that's the voice of Mrs. Letty Brooks Rabbers out of Information Highway. Mrs. Rabbers, if you would just read out a few comments for folks who are entering. I believe they have something to say, and that would just do us justice. Go ahead and do so.
Sure. We have trending Alvin Perry. He says, I am here, brother. We also have Alston Carpet in the house. We have Jefferson Francis Kolako Jr. He says, good morning, big brother Ashford, the giant, with the love emoji. Francis Zeze, he says, hi. Smith Dawie, hello, family. Alvin Perry writes, what's up, brother man? Looking sharp. Nana Smith says, hello. Alston Carpet, watching from East Orange, New Jersey, the Garden State. Samuel Collins writes, I am Samuel T. Boyd Collins, following you from Liberia, NIMBA County, District Number 6,
Oh wow,
Tapita City.
wow, that's a big deal for
Yeah.
Mr. Wongbe. Go ahead.
Welcome, Samuel Collins. We have Junior Greer. What is the fun tonight? The fun is we have an aspiring senator. D-Flo Flomo, AG, Ta Wongbe will not win NIMBA. It is totality of a political death penalty on the party of the CPP, especially ANC, to support the guy in such a vital vote. Rich County. We have the Prince Mo watching. Mitchie Richards Herbert is watching. Nana Smith says, yes, indeed. Gaza Bali Patakoli is watching. Alex N. Carter says, hello, Bridge Radio family and everyone. We have Mr. Amos George watching. Remington Lehman says, I am watching from Mount Barkley in Monrovia. We have Sekou Kane in the house. Marie Pade is also watching. Bremerton Lehman says, my condolences to Mr. Josephus Weir. Larry Putu, the sponsor of the show, is a Weir. Forget it.
Okay,
That
two more comments, Mrs. Brooks, Rabbits.
yes. Smith Dawes says, my condolences to Mr. We are also. We have Larry Putu who says, if we are sponsoring the show, it's a turnoff. Wow. We have Miss Samantha Johns in the house. And last but not least, I'm going to read Faye Nelson. She says, we, we appreciate the information your show brings us daily.
Okay,
Global to help us remain aware of what's going on in our nation.
okay. Thank you so much, Mrs. Rabbits. And I'm telling you, folks, today's program has been brought to you by Mr. Josephus Ware. He's in fact the sponsor for the program tonight, and I want you to please send out condolence messages to Mr. Ware. He just lost his uncle, and at the same time, he celebrates his birthday this Saturday. And of course, who else can better celebrate the birthday with him? It has to be Club Quarantine. And tonight's program has been brought to you through the kind courtesy of the boss himself, Mr. Josephus Ware. Mr. Ware, I want to say a big thank you to you for what you've done and continue to do for British Radio Africa. I want to also say hi to Patricia Peters, Vaba Salifu, Mr. Philip Basoa. I see Phil Nelson in the building. Alvin Perry, Samuel Collins. Listen, look, tonight we are just going to have fun. You know, we are going to have all kinds of fun tonight. Listen, I didn't tell you this earlier, but I want you to please share the video. All right, invite friends, relatives, and loved ones. Grab something to drink. By the way, how do I look tonight? I'm looking good, smelling good. You don't say it, I will say it because I am feeling myself tonight. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Mr. Tai Wongbe, who is live with us tonight. Mr. Wongbe, hello and welcome to the show.
Hey, you are looking good, my brother. You're looking very good. You're looking sharp.
Well, Tai Wongbe is in the news. He wants to change the lives of people, not only in Montserrat, but in NIMBA County.
Yes.
Mr. Wongbe, I want to say welcome to the show. As you know, we are here to examine your chances of being elected in NIMBA. Let's go straight to the point. What are your chances?
Thank you so much. Ashford, first of all, I want to say thanks for having me on your show. It's a privilege for me to be on your show. I also want to say our condolences to Josephus and thanks for sponsoring the show. But our condolences. Also, happy pre-birthday. We know that it's hard. You're going through hard times right now, but we just want to say take heart and you are in our prayers. Thank you so much. I want to say thanks and welcome to the people of NIMBA County who are joining us from all the way Tapeta and other places, watching the show from Liberia and other places. I see Remington, I see T-Buck Collins, and I see so many people who are actually in NIMBA watching the show, not people who are sitting somewhere, putting their hands on the keyboard and trying to press the chakra button. But people who are actually in NIMBA County, the actual people who will be making the decision come December. Ashford, you asked me a simple question, right? My chances. I believe that my chances, they're very high. Come December this year, people will get a chance to really see and understand the groundwork we've been doing and why is it that Tai Wongbe right now, as a quote unquote little known Tai, is the name all across NIMBA County. People say I'm unknown in NIMBA. People say no one knows Tai Wongbe. But yet, at the same time, people are fighting me all the time because of what we've done. It's not for Tai, it's not for me. You know, funny story, Ashford, you hosted Costa last week, right? When you hosted him, what did he say? He said, target beam up, but target what? Target back it up. He said, target beam up, but target back it up. Listen, I say this with all humility. The folks in NIMBA understand the work we've done for them. Ashford, over 10 years, I've worked in NIMBA, all across NIMBA County. Do you know the work we did, coupled of the work we did with Mr. Cummings, led us to win even some parties who had traditional people on their ticket as vice president in NIMBA, the ANC? We know our people. We've worked with our people. I've been to every corner in NIMBA County. Not a district I haven't been to. NIMBA has over 700 towns and villages, Ashford, and I visited over 120 of them. My people are all over the place. As we speak right now, we have people all over the place in NIMBA. We are on the ground. We are working. Let me share this with you, Ashford. Ashford, let me share this with you. The women of NIMBA, they understand the work we've done. When I speak to my mother, Ma Anikura in Campley, she tells me, thank you, Ta, for the work you did for us that got us this $50,000 United States dollars to build our warehouse here. This $20,000 you wrote a proposal for us years ago. We built these things years ago, Ashford. The work we've been doing, show that's the work today is showing. We have not been going on the radio to talk it, but people know the work we've been doing.
Okay, folks, that's the voice of Mr. Ty WONGBE. Now, Mr. WONGBE, knowing that Prince Wild Johnson has demonstrated that he is truly the godfather of NIMBA politics, what are your chances without Prince Johnson's blessings? And by the way, what is your relationship with PYJ?
I have a very cordial relationship with PYJ. So I would leave it as that. I have a very cordial relationship with him. And also, here's what I've done. I didn't build our movement we built in NIMBA. It's called Moving NIMBA Forward. What we built it independent of any political party. We built independent of knowing that there will be a CPP, for example. We actually built a CPP in NIMBA, for example. We have so many people from Unity Party that support me. So many people from Liberty Party that support me. So many people from MDR, Prince Johnson Party, that support me. So we built our movement independently. We welcome people's support. I mean, yes, PYJ is the godfather of NIMBA County. He has proven that. But we prepared ourselves just in case. Because in 2017, many people that PYJ supported also didn't win the election. We have of the 9 people that he took, about 8 of them didn't win the election. So what is true is a good thing to have. We didn't build our movement or our infrastructure based on an individual support or based on a party support or based on the CPP. We built it knowing that there will be nothing. And we built it on our own accord. And this is why, right now, every single poll that is ever done in NIMBA County, from radio poll to online poll, we tap it. Every one of them. Every one of them. Consistently, Ashford, we tap it.
I don't know. You keep breaking up, and your responses make it hard for the audience to really grasp as to what you're saying. But let me go to my next questions. My next question. Many candidates wanting to get elected have subscribed to the Dillon's doctrine. I don't know if you know what the Dillon's doctrine is. What part of that do you think is applicable to your case?
I think, by the way, I'm not sure what's happening because I have a very, very strong internet, so I'm sorry about that. And I'm not sure what's happening at all. I've always had a very good internet, so I'm sorry about that. But the Dillon doctrine, if you will, for lack of a better term, is something that we've all talked about years ago. This is something we talk about in terms of giving portion of our salaries back to doing for the people. And that's something that we've always talked about. We're going into this is not for money. Let me say this to you, Ashford. God has blessed us and we're okay. We are doing financially okay. Personally, I run the largest consulting firm in Liberia. I employ tons of people, hundreds of people in Liberia every year. My company is not only in Liberia, it's in Ghana and Nigeria. We built a global firm. We have an office here as well in the US, in New York. We've worked tirelessly to get to where we are, so we're not dependent on money. But let me share something with you. It's not about taking your money and giving it back only. It's not only about that. This is why at the center of what we're doing is about agriculture, so people can be self-sustained. Because tar will not be there tomorrow. What if tar is not there? We need sustainable development. So this is why I've put forward a plan. Every district in NIMBA will have its own district development project as an agriculture project. And we can talk a little bit more about that. But as we speak right now, we are the biggest investor in agriculture all across NIMBA County. We are the biggest investor in agriculture across NIMBA County, individually. I'm not saying as a company now, individually. Even we're doing a lot of things around oil palm, so that generations tomorrow will benefit from it. So yes, why it's true that I do believe in the Dillon doctrine, I also believe in leaving a sustainable NIMBA County when I leave and when I'm no longer senator for NIMBA County.
Well, folks, if you're just joining us, we have with us Mr. Ty Wongbe, who wants to be the next senator, at least one of the senators of NIMBA County. And he's live with us tonight on Brace Radio Africa. And to this program has been brought to you by Mr. Josephus Weir. Folks, as always, don't go sleeping on coronavirus. Stay home, stay safe, and of course, save lives. Mr. Wongbe, many people are saying that you are not familiar with the people of NIMBA. Why don't you think that criticism is right?
First of all, I think it's actually people who are out of touch with the people of NIMBA that will ever say that Ty Wongbe, do not understand or do not know the people of NIMBA County. Ashford, we've been on the ground in NIMBA County. Why is it that people will say that Ty is not known or Ty do not know the people of NIMBA, when in fact the people of NIMBA are gravitating heavily towards me, and the young people of NIMBA call me in the face, the face of the young people in NIMBA. That's that. Can you hear me, Ashford?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, sir. We're hearing you.
Okay, so my thing is this, right? I don't base my my strategy and our movement, what we do. We don't base it on they say. You know, let me tell you a story. Ashford, a few years ago, when I started my firm in Liberia, okay, when I launched my firm in Liberia, people said it will fail. People said that this will never be successful. People call it all kinds of names. There were people who doubted us. And by the way, I've always been, for some reason or the other, I don't know why, considered an underdog. And I relish that position as an underdog. But today, we have the biggest consulting firm in Liberia. No one gave me handout. I work for it. We build a team, and my team and myself, we work hard for everything we earn. The same way we're doing in NIMBA County. For over 10 years, we work with the people. The people are the ones that are gravitating towards TAR. And I don't know where you're hearing it from, but I need to understand, where some of those rumors and they say they're coming from. It'll be interesting to understand where did they say coming from.
Okay. Again, folks, we have with us Mr. Wongbe, and he's aspiring to be the senator of NIMBA County. Well, let's go to the CPP, Mr. Wongbe. Let us talk about the CPP's arrangement for a minute. As you know, it was signed by the four political parties. Then it was rejected by many because of the undemocratic clauses. Stop calling. It's not time for me to receive calls. Please stop calling, folks. Come on. Okay. Because of then it was rejected by many because of the undemocratic clauses as it regards jobs and primary. While hiring the CPP frank with the people and let them see the so-called draft of their import, Mr. Wongbe.
Um, Actually, I sit as a national executive committee member of the ANC, the Alternative National Congress, and we know I sit in meetings, and not only that, I am a senior advisor to my political leader, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. So, but I'm not part of the technical committee as it is. I was nominated to be part of that. I withdrew myself from that process. I said I don't want to be a part of it. I feel there was a conflict of interest, and I withdrew myself. I thought that was the professional thing to do. However, they made some decisions. Ty didn't make those decisions. I didn't make those decisions. I was not in the room when they made those decisions. I don't know how the decision was made, but I know the decision was made independently. Liberty Party people were in the room. ANC people were in the room. Unity Party people were in the room. ALP people were in the room. They made that decision. I have absolutely no parts to play with the decision that was made. But they must have seen something, Ashford, to have made that decision. I don't know what it is, but they must have seen something. So I will leave it as that.
Okay. Again, folks, the voice of Ta Wongbe, joining us tonight on British Radio Africa. Now, Mr. Wongbe, somebody saying that this CPP is just another power sharing arrangement that will lead to an interim arrangement. What is your take on this? Comment.
Listen, everyone can talk about what could, what should, and criticize the CPP, but I think this opposition that has been grouped together to call themselves CPP, to call ourselves CPP, I believe we have done what a lot of people couldn't do in the past, to have a consolidated opposition. So first of all, I want to applaud our efforts. I want to applaud the efforts of our leaders, all of the political leaders. In the end, I believe that we will be doing what's in the best interest of the people of Liberia. It's not about jobs. It's about what's in the best interest for the Republic of Liberia and the people of Liberia. And let me say this. It's good for people to feel skeptical. It's good for people to feel as though, they have not seen something like this before, so don't really understand it, right? It's good because we have not experienced something like this. But I do believe firmly, Ashford, that what we're doing, we're going to yield results and we're going to deliver for the people of Liberia. And yes, there could be some sort of giving position here and there. Look at the CDC government. I mean, let's be honest. They came together as a coalition. They distributed the jobs among citizens, and we're not going to go that route. We're going to go for competence. We believe that. We're going to go for competence. We're going to go for what's in the best interest of the Republic of Liberia. I do honestly believe so.
Now, Mr. Wongbe, how do you also respond to critics who have said that CPP has also arranged something that would favor you, with ANC claiming NIMBA County? Why should Edith Gonglo-Ware participate in the CPP primary?
I've never heard that before, Ashford. I'm not here to discuss my my opponent and call names, but you know, I believe that it's very important for the other candidate that's on the CPP to put her track record on the and down and show what she's done, what she did in the past for the people of NIMBA, and we will judge her record and they'll judge mine, and we'll put it down toe to toe and see who the best person is. At the end of the day, all my life, by the way, Ashford, all my life, even being here on this show today, is work in hard. I believe that you work hard for what you want and you can get it with God first. I've always believed that has been my mantra. With God first and then work hard. Outwork everybody, outwork them, out strategize them, outdo everything. And the work will show. And that has been my mantra. And you're in Detroit, right? You're in Detroit, right? I'm sitting right now.
That's right. Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, I'm sitting right now in the hardcore city of New York. Let me tell you this, Ashford. You know how it is. No one gives you anything in this place. So I think people should understand that any process. I've said this consistently. You can sign an agreement. Let's go to primaries. You can sign an agreement. Let's go to primaries. And anyone who loses, support the other person. Ashford, I tell you, I'm so confident in what we've done and what we can be able to do. I truly believe we can be able to get the nomination and we can be able to win NIMBA County. And people want to talk about, tested, proven, all these things. And it's funny to me, as if popularity is sitting in some kind of bag waiting for you, some kind of place. It doesn't work like that. Actually, it doesn't work like that. Popularity is a diminishing commodity. If you don't harness it, if you don't manage it, it slips from you. You know that. It slips from you. You gotta be on top of the game. So we are on top of our game. We're working with the people of NIMBA. I came here for some meetings and unfortunately I'm stuck here. But my team is on the ground working very hard on the ground. So, all of this talk we're doing, my team on the ground right now. T-Ball Collins is in Tapeta. I got my guy right now in Butuo. I got a guy in Campley working, some groups in Campley working. I got people in Lao working. Thanks to Amos Wu and his team that they are in Lao working. I got my people that just visited Zanzei working. I got my people all over NIMBA. They are working. They're on the ground. They are doing the work. We're not here on social media talking. We're on the ground doing the work. And this is why. And let me tell you something, Ashford. It's funny. It sounds funny, but I came here in March for some meetings in New York and DC because we're spinning off a new company and we're talking to some investors. Let me tell you what happened. Since March, I came here. Think about this. Now it's 3 months I've been away. 3 months. 3 months start one way away, and you have not been able to gain ground. But you're still talking about this, that. Go and do your work. We are working. I pick up the phone every single day. I call my people. I call no less than 30 people every day in Liberia. I send text messages to them. We are doing the work. We work hard for what we want. And that's my principle. God first, and God will do it. But then you have to put in the work. So there will be no trickery here. There will be a free process. I think it's very important. But the other people already said that they're going to go independent. So we can't even talk plenty about that one. Let's keep talking.
Well, speaking of the primaries, my sources are telling me that Mrs. Edith Gonglo will only participate in an open primary where all the voters of NIMBA can have the chance to determine the CPP's candidate. Are you in favor of an open primary, or do you want the CPP party leaders to select hand-picked delegates, which some say will only favor you because of Alexander Cummings' money?
Alexander Cummings' money. Let me say this first of all. I would say this. I'm very proud to have the support of my political leader. I'm very proud of that. Okay. And let me say this. As a senior advisor to Mr. Alexander Cummings and someone who people attribute for taking Mr. Cummings to Liberia, let me say this to you. I stood by my political party in 2017. I stood by my political party in 2017 to the end. We lost with me right by the side of my political leader, Mr. Alexander Cummings. I'm proud of the results. We didn't win. I'm very proud of what we were able to accomplish. Now, we can talk about primaries being open or closed. I've been very open about it. I believe that our position will also be that we need to open the primaries for every single county. Not only NIMBA. Let's go to Bassa. Let's go to Macerado. Let's go to Bon. We're not going to pick and choose where we can open primaries with. Let's go everywhere and let's have an open contest and see. And that's what we're going to do, because we made some decisions to keep other people from running in other counties as well. So we're very clear about it. If there will be any primaries, it will not be just NIMBA. It will be all over Liberia. Okay, all the 15 counties. We will open it up. But as I said, for NIMBA County, I'm prepared any day. My team and myself, we are very prepared. ASHFORD, let me tell you something. I don't want for anybody to go crying again, because I don't want someone to say, oh, Mr. Cummings, and let me share this with you, by the way. And I've gone on the record, and people in the ANC know that WONGBE has been supporting his candidacy. I'm happy that I have good friends that have also chipped in, yes. And Mr. Cummings has supported me, yes. But my money, personal money, has been the one funding my operation. I want to be very clear about that. Over 80% of what we've spent have been WONGBE's money. Let's be clear about that. It's not Alexander Cummings. Well, I'm not Alexander Cummings' son. He called me little brother and my mentee. He's a mentee of mine. He's a big brother of mine. My father talked to him, and he talked to my father, and we call each other brothers. When my father passed away in 2017, it was very tough on both of us. And it was really, really tough. So he's been there as a big brother and as a mentor. And he understands the level of my values in terms of integrity, in terms of transparency, and also my international connections. He understands that, and my competencies. He would not. I don't think if I was anywhere bad, Mr. Cummings would be supporting me. You know Mr. Cummings well in terms of the kind of character he is. He will never be supporting me. So I'm proud of that support. But let it be clear to people that it's not just a situation where ANC political leader, Mr. Cummings, just dishing out money here and there. We are working, and we are spending our dime very carefully in NIMBA County and for the people of NIMBA, like we've done for years now.
Okay, folks, if you're just joining us, we have with us tonight Mr. Todd WONGBE. He wants to be senator of NIMBA County, and he's live with us tonight at BRIDGERADIO Africa. Mr. Josephus Weah is, in fact, one of the sponsors for the program tonight. We also want to say a big thank you to Mr. Alvin Penner. He's another sponsor tonight. And without you people, we wouldn't be here tonight in terms of what we do on a daily basis here at BRIDGERADIO Africa. One last question, Mr. WONGBE, before we go to the telephone line. Now, if Mrs. Edith Gonglo Weah, and I'm saying if because I don't know what she's going to do next, okay? If she leaves the CPP and go independent, what are your chances of winning NIMBA, Mr. WONGBE?
Again, I'm not here to discuss my opponent, as I said to you. As I said earlier,
I'm just asking you about your chances of having the confidence of the people in NIMBA County.
We do believe that we're going to win. We do believe we're going to win. We believe that. By the way, this is why every single poll, you go to the most remote area, Campley, last week, The people they are poor, we didn't even know about it. We didn't know about it. The other candidate has 0, and we tapped that poll. I mean, we're talking about serious thing here in Butuo. They had another poll, and we tapped that every single time. So we have the confidence that we're going to be able to win in December. And let me say this to you. We, as I said before, we built our movement purely independent of any political party. So we have people right now of Liberty Party within our movement, Unity Party within our movement, ANC and ALP, and even CEC and MDR. We have all of them. We are like the jambalaya, the jollof rice. You put everything inside it. We've created that in NIMBA County. Okay, so you know, actually, we believe that we're going to be very successful. We know that we're going to be very successful. We are putting in the work, and we're going to be successful. And let me say this to you: I urge you to pay close attention to the race in NIMBA County. Please pay close attention, because it will shock a lot of people. I'm glad that they look at us as the underdog and they've set the bar so low for us. But we're shattering. We're shattering, Ashford. I do believe so.
Okay. Again, folks, now we're going to go and open up the telephone line. And the number to call is 248-979-1718. Do you have a question for Mr. Ty Wongbe? You are asked to begin calling now. And as we listen to hearing from you, the callers, I want to go back to Information Highway, where Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts is standing by to read out a few comments. Mrs. Roberts, if you get in my signal, they don't even want to give Mrs. Roberts a chance. They want to begin calling right away. We have a 267 number. 776-5983. Hello, you live on British Radio Africa. Tell us your name and where do you join us from tonight?
Yeah, Lodi, how you doing? This is Bud. How you doing?
Good. We are doing extremely well. What is your question?
All right, this is your brother Bud. I'm from Zogare County District, to be specific. I'm from Ziegler, right behind Bam. My question to you is this, Mr. Tan. Will you be willing, if you are elected senator of the great county, NIMBA, will you be willing and work with your colleagues as a senator to remove the capital city, the central part of NIMBA, which is Secretary? Will you have that dream and put that bill before your fellow NIMBA legislators to create Secretary as a historic grant that was announced by the 6th paramount chief of our citizens country? That's my question.
Thank you. Okay, we have another caller. The number is 401-585-2018. Please tell us your name and where do you join us from tonight?
Yeah, Mr. Garley, this is J. Alexander Costa. I see from Minnesota tonight.
Welcome to the show.
Mr. Wongbe, I have 2 questions to ask you. If a CPP decides to have an open primary and you did not win the primary, will you go as independent candidate? My another question is, Common Gobi is from your district where you were born, and Mr. Gobi is one of the popular candidates. To winning the senatorial seat in NIMBA County.
Okay, thank you. And we'll take this other caller, 717-389-2909. Tell us your name.
This is James David calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
You live on the radio, my brother. Honorable Ty Wongbe is listening to you.
My platform guests and other people that are saying you're not from NIMBA. Is this true that you are not biologically a NIMBAian?
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have 708-677-1427. Tell us your name and where do you join us from tonight?
My name is Enoch Mearman, and I reside in Chicago.
You live on the radio.
Thank you.
Go ahead and ask your question. Honorable Wongbe, they seem fine listening to you.
I just want to ask the candidate, what is his platform, and what will he immediately do within his first 90 days as a senator if elected?
Thank you. Okay. Now we have one more caller, then we'll go back to Mr. Wongbe. 267-244-3599. Tell us your name and where do you join us from tonight?
Hi, actually, my name is Cassius Massam. I'm calling from Louisville, Kentucky.
You live on the radio. Go ahead.
I don't have a question for Mr. Ty. I just have an encouraging.
Okay.
We need some of those young guys in a house. Who will get in there and decide not to be so diplomatic. If you look at those that are trying to contest with him, when last you heard the lady trying to address issues that affect our country, they all been silent. Those are the guys that speak that they don't. If he get in there, it's going to be a team. He and Darrell Dillon and other people going to work together. That only, like I always go in your inbox and say, my courage for you and my dream for you will come true. My name is Cassius Massa again. Have a good day.
Okay, that was Cassius making his presence felt tonight. He didn't have a question, so I believe we still have the opportunity to allow one or two to call in. And today's program has been brought to you by Mr. Josephus Ware. Want to say a big thank you to you, Mr. Josephus, for what you've done and continue to do for Bridge Radio Africa. We have a 515 number, 771-1346. Tell us your name.
Yeah, Mr. Garley, my name is Moses Square from the state of Iowa, the great state of Iowa. I got two questions for Mr. Wongbe. How are you, sir, Mr. Wongbe?
I'm doing good, my brother.
Oh, yeah, my first question is, what is the 5-year plan, your agricultural plan for NIMBA County? The second one is, every time we let our leaders go into the House or the Senate, they always start with the central government. What will you do to differentiate yourself from what a bad policy when it comes to what signing agreement and taking by envelope? Thank you.
Okay. The last caller, 612-469-0791. Tell us your name.
Yeah, hello. This is Gompu Wanaway from Minnesota.
Okay, you live on the radio. Go ahead, Mr. Wongbe's listening to you.
Yeah, I personally from Gray. And I guess that might know me. One of the late Parliament Chief's son.
Okay.
My question to Mr. Tar is, I remember when he came from America, he talked about building minimum stadium in Gray. That I think I was in Liberia, Brooklyn for that 2014. Since that time, what's the standing of the minimum stadium? And besides that, he talked about other farm and agriculture projects. Project is undertaken in your hometown in Gray. The third one is I learned that because Senator Guppy from Zuatuo and he from Gray, he don't speak to the people of Zuatuo. He more often pass in Zuatuo and he don't talk to them. Why is the reason?
Hey, Liberian
Thank
politics. You. Okay. Well, thank you. And folks, I want to go back to our studio guest now to respond to the many colors. And Taj, I mean, you are a very great man, because a lot of people are calling, and they want to hear from you. And by the way, folks, tonight's program has been brought to you by Mr. Josephus Ware. Mr. Ware, I want to say a big thank you to you for what you've done and continue to do for Bridge Radio Africa. We'll now go over to Mr. Ty Wongbe to respond to the callers. Mr. Wongbe.
Thank you so much for the question. So let me take my time to dissect all of these questions one by one, and I hope that I will be able to address all of the concerns. My brother from Zoga, in terms of
unknown caller,
in terms of moving the capital city from Sanikole to Saclay, I believe that will take consultation. I'm not going to say and promise you that I'm going to pull up a bill to do that. Sanikole has already been in the history books in terms of even for where the EU originated and all of the great things that have happened in Sanikole. So we need to study it. I'm not going to promise you anything. We need to study it and do consultation before we can be able to make any sort of decision. So I just want to share that with you. Alexander, in terms of open primary, let me say this. I've said this on the record a number of times. Let's sign an agreement. I will not do anything without an agreement being signed, by the way. I want an agreement to be signed that if we go into the primaries, anyone who loses, they have to get out of the race and support the other candidate. We're going to do that. In terms of Senator Groupie, listen, Senator Groupie is a good man, okay? He made some mistakes as a senator, and the people believe that he didn't deliver for them. But Senator Groupie, I believe that genuinely he's a good guy. I've not seen anybody in NIMBA that would say Senator Groupie did bad per se, except for the removal of Kabina Jane, which people have issues with. But I think that Senator Groupie didn't understand the other part of going back to the people and connecting with the people. But hey, he's a big brother, and I wish him well. I know he's not too well, but I wish him well. To my brother from Harrisburg, I laugh when they say I've not heard that one before. That's a new one. That town with not from NIMBA. I heard that other people not from NIMBA, not town with though. I'm from Gray, NIMBA County, and as you said, as Gompu said, he knows that I'm from Gray. So I'll leave that one there. And just to be clear, I was born in Kepa. Enoch talked about my platform, and I'll share more information on my website, and I have a huge sheet. And in fact, Ashford, I did share with you some information about my platform. I did share that with you, right? A brief of my platform, so I can share that with you. Please get to me in my inbox. I'll share that with you. But let me get on this a little bit, and this will go into some of the conversation that that Moses asked. When we talk about my platform is based on enterprise development. It's based on agriculture. I'm a businessman. I consider myself an innovator. And I always look at this thing in terms of Liberia and say, what if we don't have any natural resources? What if we don't have any natural resources? What will we do with Liberia? This is why I believe tourism is important. Okay? This is why I believe in NIMBA, agriculture is important. And I can always joke with my friends from Basel and other places. I say, if NIMBA County had beaches, you're finny. NIMBA will be called the Republic of NIMBA, because NIMBA County is very industrial. We have industrial people. The two things we have is land, and we have human capacity. My focus is agriculture. Now, people don't really know this, but the development budget for NIMBA County is only about, the budget, by the way, the whole budget is only about $3 million. That includes cost of administrative fees and all these things. So there's no money, and NIMBA County has over 500,000 people that live there. The last, latest census they took, almost 500,000. Now it's upward of 700 1,000 or more when we extrapolate some of the data. So we have a huge population, and if we do the math, that's less than 50 cents per person in terms of the 3 million. So we are looking at a development budget that's very small. Okay, so here's what I'm focused on. Let's focus on agriculture. Let's bring agriculture. Let's have agriculture projects in every single district. Let's invest in that. I was in Iowa and I talked to some farmers there. They're willing to give tractor trailers to people in NIMBA. They're willing to do this. They're willing to do these things. These are things you can do to bring agriculture. I planted about 80,000 planting trees, Ashford. 80,000 planting trees near the border of Loguato years ago, and we were able to produce over 100,000 United States dollars. Ashford, $1 for one planting bunch. $1 for one planting bunch. Over 100,000 United States dollars. We can develop these across the different districts in NIMBA. The other thing I'm going to do is open offices, development offices in all of the districts, but also in Pabli, and also in Guiandoro, because those two areas, they consider themselves that people don't really pay attention to them. So we're going to open offices in those areas as well. I want to bring development closer to the people of NIMBA. Now, the other thing we focus on is education. Through the agriculture, we'll be able to fund education for our young people. Today, actually, I'm the biggest donor for tuition assistance at NIMBA County Community College. I've been doing this since 2014, my brother. This is something I've been doing, investing in young people. We've sent over 40 students abroad. We support students who are abroad. They come abroad. We pay some of their tuitions. We send them some of their laptops. We give them assistance. We give them airfares. We support them. These are things we've been doing. Education, I believe education is important. This is why we've invested in education. I believe education is at the forefront of some of the things we need to do to transform our county.
Impressive. Very impressive.
These are things we're doing. At NIMBA County Community College, you go there, they will tell you the person that always comes through for us here is Star WONGBE. I've been doing this for years. Now,
Mr. WONGBE, we want to go back to the telephone line.
I want to address this. I'm begging you, let me address this one question here from
go ahead.
From Gompu. And thanks to Cassius, by the way. Cassius, thank you so much for the encouragement. Always love the encouragement. Thank you so much. But I want to go back to Gompu's question about Gray and the stadium. When I visited Gray, I asked the people of Gray, I said, what do you want? And the people said that what they wanted was a stadium. And they wanted my contribution towards it. It took me, Ashford, 2 days. The records are there, 2 days. I brought, he can tell you guys the story. I brought, I think about 1,500 or so bags of cement, and I gave them 500 United States dollars to the people of Gray. I gave 2 jerseys. This is something they said they wanted, and I gave it to them. And they have the project in their hands. I'm not going to go ahead and I didn't say I want to build a stadium for the people of Gray. The people said they wanted a stadium. They wanted my contribution, and I gave my contribution. And he knows this. And I understand that you talk about Zwato. Let me say this to you. I stop in Zwato every single time I'm going into Sale and other places, and Tueta and other places. I'm always stopping there. The people know me very well. In fact, my chair, let me tell you something. My chair for Bo and Quila is from Zwato. He's there. So I start to see my chair. I start to see my people all the time. All the time. We are one people. I will not be a senator only for Gray or only for his supporters. That will be a senator for the people of NIMBA County. Thank you so much.
Okay, that again, the voice of Mr. Ty Wongbe. And just so you know, folks, this platform is open to everybody, those who want to do well for our country and our countries as well. So, Mrs. Edith Gongluwe, this platform is open up to you as well. If you want to come up, just know that we are going to open up the platform to you. By the way, tomorrow night we are going to play host to the Senator of River G County, coming to Wiset. I spoke with Senator Wiset tonight, and he will be our special guest. I don't know why people are just trying to bridge with Africa again, because we are balanced, we don't take sides, and we are just in there for the good of Liberia. With that said, I want to go to the line, and I believe we'll have Mr. Ben Senvi on the line from North Carolina. Ben, hello and welcome to the show. Mr. Senvi, are you there?
That's it. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So let me tell you another reason why people are attracted to this show.
Uh-huh.
Because you know how to give people a hard time, that's all.
I know how to give people a hard time.
Well, thank you, Mr. Garley. You know, let me say thank you. You know, you're my own big brother, and you know, it's interesting, and I'm sorry, I got onto the program a little late into the conversation, but listening to my brother Ty, it brings a lot of memories, and I don't know, a lot of people, I don't know if he even mentioned this, but a lot of people don't know how far we've come, and how far back we go, and where we are today. You know, Ty was the original chair of when I decided to run for the Senate in Montreal in 2014. He chaired my exploratory committee, built such an effective movement that ultimately I took to the Liberty Party and then ran. Obviously, we all know how that election ended up. But the reason I say that is because and I want to throw in a little curve, and hopefully you probably not even expect me to do this. I remember the first time Ty got on the radio and did an interview, and I'm listening to him now, and I'm just like, wow, like this. I mean, when he got off the interview, he actually came in. He went to talk about me. He went to talk about the campaign, and I remember it was Henry Costa who did the interview on Hot FM, and I think he just you know, he wasn't so politically sharp, and he didn't have all these things. I mean, I'm listening to Ty, and I'm just like, wow, there is such great evolution, and I remember when he came back in the car to me, he said, "I'm never going on the radio again." So it's just so amazing to see full circle what has happened. But I will say this: I can vouch for Mr. Wongbe. You know, there are some people who are character witness, some people who have front row seat to certain people's lives. You know, he's a leader. He's a businessman. He's an employer. He's somebody who is a generation builder. And I like to call him that. He's a generation builder. And like I say, I've had a front row seat to his leadership. He's a father. He's a caring husband. There's so many things that you know, that we need today in our politics in Liberia. You know, so Ty knows how much I care for him. He knows how I feel about him. He knows how much I support him, regardless of party, regardless of this, because these elections are not ordinary elections. So for me, I am excited. I'm excited about the conversation. I'm excited that he is willing to get into this game. I remember when I was getting in it in 2014. In fact, he was one of the person who encouraged me. You know, I was talking about other people running, and he said, "Well, why don't you do it?" So the reason I called is just to add my voice and to tell him how proud I am of him. I am extremely proud of him. I've seen the growth. Ty, you know that I am speaking as a veteran because I got the scars to show. You know, so just know that we're going to be rooting for you. We're going to be looking at it. Hopefully, we will get this thing with the CPP sorted out. And the strongest candidate will represent the CPP in NIMBA. But I can assure you that Mr. Wongbe is a leader, and he knows that he has my full support. And we're going to be out there doing what we can do. But Liberia, NIMBA, I believe, need leaders like Ty Wongbe. But Big Brother ASHFORD, like I say, You know, this show is the hot seat. When you want to be anything in Liberia, and I'm sending the warning out to all the other candidates. If you want to be anything in Liberia, last night you had DJ Blue. You know, today you got WONGBE. Tomorrow I know you got even people who running for chairmanship of political parties.
We have coming a week set tomorrow.
So the next I'm waiting now because I know you're going after the big gun soon. I know the presidential candidates will soon start lining up. You know, they got certain shows that if you appear on it, then you go on the radio, and you want everybody want their name called in the political football game. That one I know. Everybody, all the major politicians, I tell you, man, how you got actually got it to call your name in the political football game? I say, okay. You will learn. But I just want to say thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
That's the voice of Mr. Ben Senvi joining us from North Carolina. I believe we have 6. The last 4 digits of your number is 2211. Tell us your name and hello. The last 4 digits of your number, 2211. Hello? Yeah, you're live on the radio. Go ahead, make your point. Todd is listening.
Thank you. Also, you know, that one thing I want to say thank some of the other politicians were always hear from WONGBE. And we they always talk about either Congo, right? But no, they are listening to the woman and on the show, even on Sekou show, and even this particular show, you know. And one thing like I felt good about why he began to say that he's a man who willing to take even $3,000. He's not going there to talking about 20,000, but he said he's willing to take $3,000, and that's some of the issue that encouraged me to be able to support WONGBE. And we asking some of the other people who's running for Senate to be able to come to Liberia to tell them, because see the country that we found ourselves in today. But our senators, they are not willing to take either for $5,000 or $6,000. They are there to take more than that and still Liberia. And WONGBE is saying he's not going there for the money. And we always see how you talk about things. And Liberian people, let's forget about this thing like, oh yes, the person was not born in the city. They did that thing in Africa, but today see Africa are the fun that people are rejecting. But see what happened in Africa. So let's be just on the type of issue that all the men were not born here. But the person not born here, but you see what he's doing in the country. So I want to say thank you, Mr. Ashford. Got it.
Okay, you're welcome. We have the last 4 digits of the number is 1427. Welcome to the show.
Yes, hello?
Yeah, go ahead, make your point. The last 4 digits, 1427.
Yeah, I just want to thank the Honorable for addressing the first question. This is my last and final question I want to ask. I thank you for speaking on the future of NIMBA, the availability of land. Africa as a whole, including NIMBA and Liberia, hold over 60%. That's a huge opportunity. Now, you also further mentioned that Iowa, you have some connectivity there, and those people in Iowa are willing to donate some stuff. So here's my question. Do you think at this point in this juncture in our history and with our future at hand, is donating equipment for agriculture, is that a way forward, or should we be forging relationships that will foster partnership and joint venture to actually help us provide the right viability for business and agriculture in the world, and also specifically NIMBA and Liberia? That is my question for the Honorable. And also, furthermore, he and I can have further discussions via LinkedIn, because I think that's the only medium that he and I have some connections. So I would like to have further discussions with him via the medium. But my question here is, should we be looking at donations of farming equipment that we might not even have knowledge of how to use it, or should we be trying to forge a relationship that will foster partnerships and joint venture with all of the assets that we have available as a county, as a country and as a continent.
Is this Enoch?
Yes, sir. This is Enoch.
Wow, listen, man, folks. I'm telling you, I don't intend to be biased, but we have some smart brothers and sisters from NIMBA County, man. You know, NIMBA County is responsible for some of the smarter people on the face of the earth as it relates to Liberia, man. You know, I want to say a big thank you to you for being a part of the show tonight, my brother. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you.
Okay, we have Mr. Arvin Pennant from Indiana. And Arvin, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Garley, and to my brother, welcome to the Bridge Radio platform.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming to let us know what you have for our people. I follow you closely on LinkedIn, and I saw your agriculture initiative. I also have something going on in the NIMBA County area. Follow you closely, and from what I see, I think you have a good heart, and I think your platform is encouraging and welcoming for our people.
Thank you.
In the Republic of Liberia. I will activate my people, most especially in the NIMBA County area. I grew up in the Tabata area. My grandma used to be a magistrate, Titi Wallis. So we'll pull whatever support that you need over there to boost up your campaign. Keep up the good work, and most especially, I will want you to focus in the agriculture area to make our people more self-sufficient. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the voice of Mr. Arvin Pennant. We have your last four digits, 5983. You're live on the radio. Go ahead, make it point.
All right, thank you once again. This goes directly to Mr. Wongbe. Mr. Wongbe, you are my brother-in-law. I would say also son-in-law. Your late Omen White was my best friend, although I'm very little. I'm not originally from Tapeta District. I'm from Zoga County District. But I serve as president for Zole Development Association for 2 terms in America. I took the great hospital that is built in Zole almost to a finishing level. And you from great things going on in your clan. I'm from Zoga County District, and I led the organization to put out 25-bedroom hospital right there in Zurich. What have you done for those clan? That those people, as a son from those clan, to associate themselves with you as a son from that those clan, and also with the agricultural issues you talk about. I support you. I look at your website. I who's speaking, I'm from Zoga County District, but I have 125 acres land with social cocoa, which of course I applaud your development, I applaud your agenda, but that is my question. We have a lot of, how they call it, development association going on right there in Zurich, next door to your home, and we have not seen you. How will you tell the Doe people that this man from Zoge came here and built a hospital with only 500 members from next door, and we don't know you, and you from Doe? How will you associate yourself with these people? Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, that was the call up, and somebody is saying, Mr. Host, do also a favor to invite the madam here also. And I said this earlier. I said Mrs. Edith Gonglo Ware is I mean you are free to contact us, and you know, and that's why most of you respect this platform, because we are not in any political party, and we are just here for the Liberian people, and will remain as balanced, as neutral as possible. Want to go back to the line, and this time we are going to Liberia. The last 4 digits of your number is 4551. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Remington Lehman, and I called from Mount Bagley, a suburb of Monrovia.
You're live on the radio. Go ahead, make
I'm
your point.
speaking.
Mr. Wongbe is listening
Yeah,
to you.
I'm speaking. I'm speaking about WONGBE. WONGBE is a very, very potential young guy. I just wrote a post on Facebook. I told people if NIMBA people refuse to elect her, I will not be losing, but NIMBA will be losing. Her has a working character that is very unique for Liberia. One of the major things about Ty you will get to know, he is the only cross-cutting enemy. Many people who have not done the research, they will say he does not have a political base. But if NIMBA will ever be united, you will get to know from that. The leadership is that he's carrying a compliance of the two major tracks in NIMBA. We have all tracks, we consider them all. But these are a track that usually political grouping takes out one to establish their political base. But that has emerged. The two groups in his leadership. And one of the strong things he's doing in NIMBA, a leadership contrast of the Mana and the Geo, almost like 50-50. So this is very important. This is very, very important. So I want us to take this very, very key. Moreover, he has a little established financial base, okay, that will give Liberia that is thriving, the thriving economy, to be able to stand, to support it. Like most people go with character, but then they cannot withstand their financial strength. And as a result, they can fall prey to the corruption in the house. So let's pray that we can get her one day as a senator comes this year. Thank you.
Thank you. One more call, and we'll go back to Honorable Wongbe. Your last four digits are 9200. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, Mr. Garley, how you doing? How are you?
Good. Too blessed to be stressed, as always.
Okay. That's good. Thanks for the show. This is Smith calling from Boston, Massachusetts. I have a little comment for Mr. Wongbe. I'm not from NIMBA. I'm from Grand Ashford.
And you might want to please
But I
speak
can-
through the microphone. Get closer to the microphone, please.
Oh, can you hear me now? Not better?
Okay, a lot more better. Go ahead. Ask the question.
Okay. I'm not from NIMBA. I'm from Grand Bassa, but I can see the passion in the young man. I've heard about him before, and I have been to NIMBA, not consistently like others. But the issue of this person is not from this country, or it's not born in this place. Their parents or father is from here, mother is from here. Like if we want development in Liberia, we need to get rid of this issue. We need to stop this thing. How many of the people that were born there, those people that consider as the legitimate son of the soil, what have they done? They need to think about it. So if people coming out in Liberia to bring development to the people, if the person's parents or the person's mom is from there, neither the father, the person is the son of that place. When will we Liberians get to embrace development? But we are so used to the bad leadership. So until we see good people, we don't even care. Mr. Wongbe, you got my support. The fact that I'm not from NIMBA, but you got my support. I can see the Down syndrome all over you.
Thank you. Okay, when I go back to Mr. Wongbe to respond to
Thank you.
The many callers who would just wait in.
Yeah. So I'll go quickly through that. To my dear friend Benjamin Sevi, we come a long way. And Ashford, let me tell you something, my brother. That day, after the first interview in 2013, where I interviewed for the first time on the radio with Costa, I entered the car and said, Ben, my man, I'm going by the radio again. he said, Jordan, because I'm not a political person. I'm a strategist. Okay, and I speak in strategies. I speak in business, but I've learned over the years. I'm a fast learner, by the way. And thanks to Ben and others for the mentorship and the guidance and just pushing me in different directions and helping me to see that. But I want to say thank you. I'm humble for you to call me, a generational builder. And this is why the young people in NIMBA, I'm humbled that they call me the face and hope of the young people in NIMBA. I feel humble about that because what we've been doing is not for praises. What we have been doing is not for to run for today. We've been doing what's right. I always say to people, all I'm going to focus on is to do what's right. When that's all it is. When you do what's right, the next time in the future, everything works out for you. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thanks to Nicole. I want to say thanks to Enoch. Enoch, let's get on LinkedIn and let's get on WhatsApp. Let's have some conversations. Let me talk to you about ventures. So yes, it's good to do JV. I've structured deals before like that. Through my investments, I co-own an investment in Kenya where we have portraits. Same co-own some a big agriculture project in Nigeria as well. But those were equity investments. And we try to do something similar in Liberia through some pilot projects. There are challenges with Liberia because the bilateral agreements we have in Liberia, they don't really help in terms of how we can be able to produce enough to export. Now, we've done the models, we've built the models. I'm speaking technical terms here, I'm begging you for those who are not technical people, but actually, let me please speak a little bit technical because Enoch was speaking technical, so I want to speak a little bit technical. In order to have, investments in Liberia, in the agriculture sector, that will yield millions of dollars, we need to also invest in millions into the market. But I did a video about this the other day on LinkedIn and on Facebook. We need two things. We need advertisement and marketing so Liberians can accept our rice, to be quality rice. And then we need the government to incentivize that rice. And then we need the investment. Three things, right? The investment, we need incentives, and then we need a marketing. Actually, we need an investment. Right now, we spend over 210 million, actually about 240 million in rice input into Liberia. If we can be able to invest about $50 to $100 million in the sector, we can be able to create jobs and create a market where we can be able to sell our product. Imagine selling the local rice for $10 and selling the inputted rice for $15. What will you buy? Actually, you buy $10 rice. It's economics. But in order to do that, you need big investments, and nobody wants to take that chance on Liberia right now with those big millions of dollars without the country also doing its part. This is why I look at it from yes, we need donations now. When you're developing, you look at short, medium, and long term. You don't look at everything. You don't want to do everything right away. You look at short, medium, and long. In the short term, we need donations. We need to perfect the model. In the medium term, we need to start to get the government to do its part. This is why I'm going to put an agriculture bill on the table. Okay? And then on the long term, we need those type of JVs that you're talking about, those joint ventures you're talking about. So that's kind of what we need. I want to talk about Zogeb. Ivan, thank you so much for the support. I look forward to the support. Please engage with me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about agriculture. Let's talk about how to win not only Tabata, but NIMBA as a whole. Doe. Let me talk to you about Doe. My brother from Zogeb. The people of Doe are the people of Doe that are actually petitioning me to run. So when you say my relationship with the people of Doe, even the elders of Doe are all on our team. The elders of Doe, they're all on our team. We've done our part in Doe. They know the work we've done in Doe. So I'm not going to go into details here. There are some traditional programs and a lot of things planned, and we're working on that. But the people of Doe are the ones that are the booms that are, when you say what are strength in NIMBA, that tapeta and the door or belt. Those are the bones with that end. And then on Remington side, Remington says something important, Ashford. Let me share this with you. No candidate in this race cut across like I do. I cut across to all the 5 tribes in NIMBA. All the 5 tribes. The 2 major tribes, the 5 major tribes, but the 2 biggest of the 5, the Mano and the Gio, I cut across those tribes. And I cut across from the young people's side. People say, oh, there's a lot of Mano friends. I don't see myself as a Gio man. I see myself as a NIMBA man, as a son of NIMBA County. This is why I've always pushed this focus about one NIMBA. I believe in NIMBA unity. This is why I pushed the One NIMBA Festival, the one-of-a-kind program that we had that brought so many people together, over 10,000 people. Actually, we brought those people together. So I don't look at myself as a Gio man. I look at myself as a NIMBA man. And by the way, not just a NIMBA man, as a competent NIMBA man with your vision. We need to start to look at competence. We need to start to look at the vision. We need to start to look at the values, your past performances. We need to dig into your background. If your name was mentioned in GAC report, if your names were mentioned in PPCC reports, if your name was mentioned in some reports that we know your name shouldn't be there, we will ask you questions. Actually, when you Google that WONGBE, you will not see any GAC report. You will not see any of that. So I want to say to the people of Liberia, the people of NIMBA, I'm your son, and I'll keep working hard to earn your respect and for us to move NIMBA forward. Thank you so much.
Mr. WONGBE, you talk about your childhood as a refugee in neighboring Lofat, home of your mother. Okay, in Guinea. You went to private schools. You mentioned Hayton Van E, Rick's Institute. Although you also demonstrate hardship experience as a young man, selling kerosene, and people keep calling, man. They keep messing my stuff up. Your heart selling kerosene, and stop calling me. I am live. Jeez.
If you want to talk to the giant, my man.
Oh my man. I will get to them. What don't they get this? Selling kerosene and grains in the street. How do you reconcile the two? Somebody that went to Hayton Van E and Rick's Institute at the same time studying kerosene. Come on, brother.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I will say this to you. This is why I value hard work, Ashford. I value this. If my mother was listening right now, she would tell you. My father, let me share with you a story, okay? My father was a rubber tapper. He worked hard tapping rubber. At the age of 15, that's when he entered school. He taught himself how to read and write. And he washed clothes and served the missionaries so that he can be able to go to St. Patrick's High School. My father went to St. Patrick's High School, and my father was able to get himself where he is so he can be able to send his children to the best of schools. My father sent me to Hayton Van E as a person who suffered and a person who didn't have it at a very early age. He didn't want his children to suffer. So he sent his children to private school. But the war came. The war came. I was in Ricks when the war came. And when the war came, we all went we became refugees. I was a refugee in Guinea, selling doga flair, selling coal. Came back from Guinea, came to Lofa, spent time in Bon County. Okay, then came back to Monrovia. Came back to Monrovia, went to Carrie Baptist, and then ultimately St. Patrick's, where I was selling coal, selling flour sauce to help with my tuition. the mothers that I help, the reason why I invest in mothers, in my mothers, is because the mothers were the ones who helped me today to be where I am. Helping me. I will always say to my mothers when I'm in NIMBA, you know the women there, when they tie the lapa, they can tie it, they can put the money, yeah. So that I see that I was scared, and I would jack it and take the money. Just say, you want to go for him, and they will give me small thing for my tuition. That was how I grew up, Ashford. That was how I grew up. So yes, guess what? I went to private schools, but I fought my way into private school. I fought my way. All the work my father did to get to where he was, guess what? The war stripped it away, but we never allowed that to put us down. This is why we came to the United States of America. Guess what? We came here. We put our pride down. We didn't care about it. We're loading trucks and UPS at night while going to school, fighting our way. No one gave us anything for free. We didn't feel entitled, Ashford. We know hard work, what hard work does. So guess what? People see WONGBE today. They say, oh, WONGBE this, WONGBE that. They don't understand that the hard work that went into every single thing, putting everything down and just working hard to be successful. So I'm proud of that, but I also know my heritage. I also know what my father went through. I also know what my mother went through, because during the war, I was only with my mother because we were being hunted on both sides. So that's my story. And I love that God put me through those experiences to get me to be who I am today.
Okay, Mr. WONGBE, we have some callers on the line, but just before we go to the callers, there's no mention. You didn't mention anything about your post-secondary education. Did you attend college? If so, what was the area of study?
I attended New Jersey Institute of Technologies, and it was in IT technology. And that's how I built my first company, which is called Pengen Technologies.
Okay. Want to go back to the telephone line, and I believe we have Mrs. Yasendi Way on the line from Georgia. Hello, welcome to the show. Yasendi, are you there?
Yes, Ashford, I'm here. I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, you're live on the radio. Go ahead, make a point. Honorable Todd, we'll just listen to you.
Yeah, let me say hello to Todd. Hey. Okay, and let me let people know that NIMBA is very small. Okay, what we will be looking at this point is who has the vision. Yeah, who has the character to move NIMBA forward. Okay, and we want one NIMBA. I see where people talk about. I did not grow up in NIMBA County, but I speak Mano. Okay, and I have both Mano and the Geo background, right? By you speaking a language does not make you lawyer to that particular area. All right. When we were growing up, we were told that speaking a dialect at that time were uncivilized. So a lot of children, young people, were deprived. I learned how to speak Mano better here because when I came here and a lot of people came resettlement, I lived among a lot of old people who really could not speak English. So it kind of helped increase my particular speech in that particular area. So let me say this. If people think by you speaking Geo, Mano, Mandingo, Pele, or any of the dollar in the market that makes you patriotic, then at this point, NIMBA would be completely developed, where none of the children in NIMBA would be hungry. So what we need to open our eyes to, it would be character. So the people that come on the table have the requisite character, meaning they have integrity, they understand agility, they understand value difference, what each of us bring to the table, and they're going to be inclusive. What kind of character to bring to the table? Those things need to be considered. What vision do they have for the country as a nation and as a county? How do we move NIMBA forward? Those should be our question. Let's not look at the small thing. Listen, let me say this. I'm close to both people that are running in these particular elections. Okay, but I'm up where I'm going to make a decision, where I've already made a decision, is character, intelligence, and vision. What you're doing in a country. How do you relate to our young people? Because the future of the nation is the young people. Okay? So those are the things. So all of you who are here, what I think we should look at is not manner. So those of you who want to speak here to you, let me speak manner to you. Because you man we get, or you get we get, or you main we get, or you be we get, or you clown we get. You walk sled door. Me and all you tete, open do coupon. Me and all you tete, okay, Dominica. No, I kept your calais. So when I tete, quite money, okay. See, me, I don't know, Ekia, Patala, Ekia, Ekia, you don't forget it. See, Ebemo, Moke eniaka kezia kebe ko mienu yoba kebe wake keleble kebe wable suku kebe ko no be wadu amo kezia lebo wado sira gba yi wa we mi pie ke ble ya ka ko mo ne ko na ke wa bi kwa ima we ke ngba fa ni makante ke ma we ke nguni ma le blue zeto ke ma we ke so the e wan ke pin ke jami de ma we ke da o mi o no be yes ya. So I was just saying in short, because I didn't grow up in the Machane. I've never been to Gray, where a lot of people I know, where my family is from to some degree. My mother came from. All right, but I speak Mano. I understand Geo, but does that make me lawyer? My properties are in Monrovia. Yes, I do. My parents have a lot of land in Nimba. I go to Nimba, but that does not make me a patriot because I speak a dialect. So we should always look at what this person bring to the table, and let's examine it. In fact, let's have a debate. Who are these people? So in short, I came to actually put my voice up, okay, to say Ta is a young man. Let's embrace what he brings to the table. Let's then embrace the other people what they bring to the table, and let's. Okay, if we can make those comparable.
Thank you.
And then who are with, then we can say we have made a decision. So, Ty, well, I'm glad you finally came, that you were here. So there was a need for me to call and
Thank
support.
you. Yeah, you know,
Ashford, thank you so much for making the platform available.
Yeah, I gave you the every minute of the time you needed, you know, and I'm glad that you expressed everything tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right. Again, folks, if you just joining us, this is Bridge Radio Africa. Tomorrow we are going to play host to the Honorable Senator of River G coming to WESET, and I'm told he's trying to be the chairman of the Unity Party. On Thursday, Mr. Wilfred Passaway, the chairman of ANC Global, will be our special guest as well. So I mean, this just does not happen, man. Folks are just trooping, and they want to be on the platform of British Radio Africa. We have Mr. Louis McCarthy on the line from Delaware. Louis, hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ashley, and I'm grateful.
My name is Ashford, not Ashley. My name is Ashford, not Ashley.
Ashford, the giant GARLEY.
Thank you. Go ahead, make your point.
Thank you. Thank you. I say welcome to the show. I really applaud you coming on the radio. I hope you do this often. I just have a question because I'm interested in Nima County. I had an opportunity to work in Nima County as a microwave engineer for Communion, where there were a lot of installation, and I lived there and I worked there for almost 2 years. I know a little bit of the politics there. I know a lot of divisions and other things that go, but that encourage a lot of young people to get engaged, to support your idea. I welcome a lot of young ideas into politics. So I am grateful that people like you engaging. But my question is, Nima County is so strategic, and it will be one of the places, one of the countries that will really, really battle the CPP. And I pray that the leadership of the CPP will gain wisdom to be able to handle that. If you are not nominated to represent the CPP in Nima County, will you still get engaged and support whosoever that will be? That's my question.
Thank you. We'll also have your last 4 digits, 5867. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Good. too blessed to be stressed, man. How about yourself?
I'm okay.
Okay, welcome to the show. Go ahead and make your point. You live.
Thank you. I'm Craig City from Minnesota, and a son of NIMBA County. Let me say thank you to WONGBE for appearing on the show. There's a caller who just dropped on the line. She make a point, but I just want to clarify if I ask my question. In NIMBA, you cannot root traditional politics out of NIMBA. In Africa as a whole, tradition plays a major role in our daily politics in Africa. Looking at the situation where TAR fall right now in NIMBA, our people still have a mentality. This is where we are. Maybe he will appear, maybe in a very serious NIMBA. He may be questioned. Can you speak to Gio or the man who asked him where he stands? So you cannot root tradition out of the politics in NIMBA. It still play a major role in our life. Let me go to TAR. On our TAR, let's look at Gray, where he came from. Do you have a political base in NIMBA, constituents? Where will be the constituent to say yes? Nobody can win in the Tabata district. Say, oh, nobody can win in Tabata. Do you have a political base in NIMBA? 1. 2. If CPP carry you and you the decide to support Edith Gongru, where you stand? Thank you.
Okay. We have your last 4 digits, 2359. You're live on the radio.
Okay, thank you, ASHFORD. This is Franklin. What's what I want to say? Honorable Tom WONGBE, not honorable. You don't like that at this time. You find Mr. WONGBE, thank you so much for coming in the studio to answer and people questions and take all these doubts that people have to have some clear. I don't have a question for you, but a comment for your listening audience. TAR WONGBE, people that question his ability. We are the real sons of NIMBA. NIMBA belongs to all Liberians. Once you are well meaningful Liberians, you belong to NIMBA. We do not differentiate in NIMBA. And people are asking questions whether you speak manner or you and that. The work that TAR is doing in NIMBA should speak for itself. People should look at what TAR is doing like Europe, not in our political history, anywhere in NIMBA. And I stand to be proven wrong. In a shorter period of time, what TAR has done for the people of NIMBA. And people are questioning his political base. TAR political base is the whole of NIMBA. And we'll prove it comes this is election coming up. TAR have not served in any kind of political office in NIMBA. But people that stand to contest against TAR have served in NIMBA. And the record stands. We gave them the opportunity in NIMBA to serve us. And we know what to do with our resources. So when it comes to character matter, I will ask TAR to take a debate that will be open and televised so that no questions can come and people can tell us to prove themselves where they stay in NIMBA. Okay? And this goes to Liberia as large. If we are looking for leaders that will come to power to serve us, look at our record. This man have gone and committed a work for himself. Now he's coming to give back to his country. He's not asking the country, what can you do for me? But he's asking us in NIMBA, what you want me to do for you? Our lowering countries are gaining the Ivory Coast. People come to power to go and acquire wealth and come to help their nation. So we are not looking for political scavengers that are out here to come and enrich themselves. TAR has gone out there and acquired his wealth. He want to help us. We will support him. And I want to tell you, guarantee that TAR will be the next senator. And mark this day today. Today is the 16th of June 2020. Mark that in your book. TAR will be the next senator. Along with NIMBA, we're going to make sure that we cover the entire country. The guy is working. He got folks out there. So I'll stop that far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. WONGBE, I want to ask you this, and then you can respond. Based on our research, right? You returned to Liberia in 2007. And you were involved in various areas of advocacy, including women empowerment.
Yes.
The one way. There is only one senator, one female senator we have now. We are hearing about a strong female senatorial candidate from NIMBA County emerging. Don't you think, like you said, as a feminist, the opportunity should be given to this lady who is aspiring for senator from your county, Mr. Wongbe?
Thank you. I will answer all of the questions, but let me answer your question first. I think it's important. I'll answer the question first, then I'll delve into all of the questions. Thanks to everyone for asking. This is very engaging. Also, thanks to everybody. I'm trying to keep track of what's happening actually online as well, so I can preemptively answer some of the questions there as well. So I see there's a huge debate over there. One guy called Flomo, he just keep debating all kinds of funny things. There. Just to let you know, Flomo, that watching, my mom is from Vizela, okay? My mom is from Vizela. But let me talk to you about, actually, this is very serious. Let me talk to you about women empowerment. When I went to Liberia, the first thing I did was focus on women empowerment. And because I've done a lot of work around women and impacting women, not only in Liberia, but across Africa. And I to know that before I even decided, before I made a decision to run, I went to prominent women in NIMBA County. I went to women of character, women that I believe in, and women that people know when you say their name, people will say, yeah, that's the, you know, we have a lot of women like that, but let me name a few that I went to. I went to Dr. Yagono, the former head of NIMBA County Community College, a mother of mine. I said, Mom, if you're running, I will support you. In fact, my sister Debatoze told me before going to say, my scale, don't mind how she will not get involved in politics. And guess what? When I went to her, she said, I don't want, but anything you do, I'll support you. I went to Madam Ya Bereswa, the gender coordinator for NIMBA County, the woman who coordinates all the women in NIMBA County. I asked her too. I'm proud that those women are supporting me. When we talk about women of character, when one of them show up, we will support. So this is me. It's the records are there. Call Dr. Gono, she will tell you. I call Debatoze, she will tell you. And I believe in women leadership. In fact, Ashford, my business partner is a female. Okay? My top leadership, they're all mostly female. More female than male. But I know the impact of strong women leadership. I know the impact. I understand the impact. This is why I invested in women empowerment. But we can't just take any woman. Ashford, it's not just about any woman. We will hold women to the same scrutiny as men. That's what we do. Okay? We will hold them. And I believe that it's very important for us to have these conversations. Go and ask Dr. Gono, she will tell you this. Now, let me come to this, to some of the questions. Thanks to Franklin, I will take the question from top to bottom. Thanks to Franklin for making those statements. Thanks for the support, my brother. I truly appreciate it. Let me tell you, a friend of mine by the name of Sekona. He's from District 8. Some people went to him. Ashford, I see you doing your drink there. You know,
man,
some people went to him.
It's called double block, my man. You know, one left to left, bro. I'm doing my thing. Yeah.
I got some Pedron for you. Some Pedron for you. I saw you smoking some cigar. I got some Pedron.
I got it, yeah, as always, bro. I like the one left to left.
Yes.
When you work hard, you gotta play harder.
You gotta play hard. That's what it is. So, some people went to my friend, say Kona, and they said, "Oh, who they tell man? Who they tell man? They tell man. They tell man. We want for you to support somebody else." You know what he told them? Check this out, Ashford. He told them, he said, "Y'all should. I want for you to do me a favor." At the time, I was 40 years old when this happened. He said, "I want for you to go to Liberia, the Republic of Liberia. Find one young man in Liberia between around the age of 40 that's doing almost the same thing that Ty is doing on the scale he's doing it, on the regional level, on the global level, and on the county level, that has been recognized globally across the world for the work he's doing. If you find somebody like that, not in NIMBA, in the whole Liberia, you find somebody like that, bring that person, then I will support any candidate." They didn't come back to him. Our work stand out. The work we've been doing. We work hard for what we want. We don't feel entitled for it. So people can say what they want to say, but we are working. I've mentioned in the rural areas, in the villages, we are working. Now, to Chris say this point about political base. I already said it, my political base is doing Tapeta region. Nobody will beat me in those regions. Take it to the bank in the vote. Not the other vote then in the bank that they can be talking about. The Bata's bank. Trust me. In NIMBA County, the Dole side, the Tapeta side, nobody will win us there. Nobody will not even come close. I bet anybody to do it.
Wow.
I'm serious about this. People will be surprised about how we'll win this election. People will be very surprised.
Listen, I plan to go to Liberia in November, so you know I will play a very major role as it relates to getting in contact with the senators in Liberia. So you know we will have the opportunity to invite you into our studio for the election in NIMBA as Senator WONGBE.
No, but here's the thing.
Is that so?
I'm not taking your interview in Moravia. I'll bring you to the farm. I'll bring you to the farm.
Oh wow! Okay. Hey, speaking of bringing me to the farm. Okay. Speaking of bringing me to the farm, this is independent platform where we're not in the pockets of the government, we're not in the pockets of the opposition. This is self-funded. I have producers in Liberia right now that are making sure that you're live, and all we're asking for is a little donation to Bridge Radio Africa, because this is how we stay on and keep you people informed and all that good stuff. So, and then Liberian always say, and then the water can put a fire. So whatever Team WONGBE, Team Ty WONGBE, they decide to do for Bridge Radio, we appreciate it, brother. You know, and with that said, Mr. WONGBE, I know we have out of time now, but Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts out of Information Highway has something to say. Mrs. Roberts, you live.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Garley, and thank you, Mr. WONGBE. It's always great to see a young, innovative person like you, who is also an employer in the private sector, and as you said, support the educational system in NIMBA. Most times when people aspire or talk about Liberia, most people ask you, what have you done? Or what are you doing for Liberia? And your resume speaks volumes, because in fact, I know someone who works for the Kana group. And I'm asking, my question is, I think I've asked you that before. With such great resume, do you think going to the Senate is the only way you can affect change with you already being a change maker? And if so, how do you feel about the senators who play humanitarians rather than, bringing legislature to help change the plight of the people?
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all of the kind words, and thanks for supporting our brother, our big brother here. Alpha, the men that always look good on the air. So thank you for that. Here's why I entered this race. First of all, I don't believe in anybody should petition anybody. Nobody should be petitioning people to run. I don't believe in that. Okay, I believe in the fact that you need to look at yourself and make that decision, and then go to your people to ask, which I did. I went to my people of Gray, I asked, and they gave me the blessing. Now, the reason I got into this race is the fact that I realized people who have competence, people who have heart, people who have integrity, they stay away from politics because they feel it's dirty. They stay away from politics because they feel, that the people think. If Tai Wongbe was not in the race, we will be accepting some very, very, very dangerous people. As Franklin said, and other people said, people who are running against me right now, they had their chances. They were given opportunities to serve, and they squandered it. They squandered those opportunities. As a person, I feel strongly with strong leaders in the Senate, we can be able to bring about the change. And let me share something with you, by the way. The Senate, why it's true, I truly believe this, we have duality in roles. Why it's true that the Senate is about oversight and lawmaking and all of these things, I also believe social services are key to the senators' work that they need to do to stay in touch with the people. We have agriculture breaks. Do you know agriculture breaks? People leave their Moravia and travel to the US. They say agriculture break. Then you go stay in the US. You go for vacation. You don't go back to the people. Agriculture break was meant to go back to your people. In fact, my father, one of the time, encouraged me. He said, "Tai, if you ever run and you are successful, you should not even live in Moravia. You should live with your people." And I intend to honor his recommendation to live with my people and travel when there's session back into Monrovia. So I truly believe that there is a role here to play in terms of giving to your people, advocating for your people. I was in DC a few months ago, and I saw some guys from Rwanda. They came, the governors of state in Rwanda, they came, and they were advocating for investors to come to Rwanda. Kenya, they came from Kenya. They were advocating for people to come to Kenya to invest in their states. I truly believe we need to do that. We need to provide some social services for our people. Now, I haven't answered your question. I want to quickly, I know we're out of time, but I want to quickly pivot quickly to my sister Yacindy and say thank you so much for the support. I truly appreciate your support. And you're going to be hosting, my big brother, Wilfred passed away. He's a big brother and good friend of mine. So I want to say shout out to him.
Okay,
He's a really cool guy.
Before you go, whether it's a lady or a gentleman, has been on hold for 12 minutes. I believe he or she has something very important to say. And the last 4 digits of the number is 4999 4999. Hello, welcome to the show.
207 number?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, that's a 207 number. And I just want to say a big thank you
doing?
for your patience, man. You've been holding on for 13 minutes. That just shows that you have something very important to say. Go ahead, make your point.
I got a question for Ty. How you
Ty
doing,
is listening.
Ashford?
I'm too blessed to be stressed, my brother. Tough time, don't last tough people.
I know. Yeah, Ty, my name is Josephus Thomas. I mean, I got interest in Gray. My grandfather moved to Gray in 1942. 1990, he left from there. I mean, he got a lot of property, and my farm is in Gray right now. Now, I got people live in Gray. But what I want to ask you, what are you going to do differently in NIMBA County concerning the road? You know why? Time like this, if we go to Liberia, we can go to Gray. Like last time, my uncle got stuck right there in the mud with a motorbike, and we got senators who been there from Rock of Ages. And I mean, that one Gray road, since I was kid, that Gray road cannot be fixed. So what are you going to do differently concerning that road if we do support you and you win? And my second question is, what are you going to do differently? Because from Ganta to Tapeta, Gray, Secretary, all the places between Gray and between Ganta and Tapeta, there is no police depot, even police station. So what should, because for investors to go to NIMBA County, for us to go and put our money there, we need security. What are you going to do differently concerning the road and the security of the people? Because there's no police depot in Great Town, Greater to Big Town.
Thank you.
So what are you going to do differently?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And before Mr. WONGBE answers, for just so you know, want to say a big thank you to Mr. Josephus Weah. You are the sponsor for the program tonight. I want to say thank you so much for what you've done and continue to do for British Radio Africa. Tomorrow night, we will have Senator Commander Wisset as our special guest. And then on Thursday, Mr. Wilfred Passer will be in our British Radio Africa studio as well. Mr. WONGBE, you have the last word before we conclude tonight. Go ahead, make a point.
Thank you so much. Let me answer the question first, and then I close up. I want to say, Josepha, your questions are profound, and I hope that you support us in this race. Let me share with you our idea for the road construction. Road construction cannot be undertaken directly by a senator per se, but here's what we can do. We know the trouble spots. You know what hurts me? And actually, this hurts me because why would I, Ty WONGBE, be wicked to myself? I want to go see my people in Tapeta. My team right now is sitting right there in Tapeta, and they had to take the back road. That back road, when you pass Secretary, that back road all the way to all the way on the other side there to go up, to get to Tapeta. Because the main road is poor. If to Dunstan, that Dunstan road, Dumpa road, they have to take that back road because the road is damaged. Why is it Ty WONGBE will be senator for 9 years and not try to fix the hot spots? What have we done, Josepha? Right now, we have mapped out all the trouble spots. Every year, those spots that have trouble, we know them. We're going to try to patch them up. That's our plan. Patch not only in Tapeta area, but all across NIMBA. We will start to patch up those trouble areas that will prevent trucks and people from moving. That's the first thing we're going to do. We have to do that. Then we can start to advocate. I did this the other time. I came to DC. I spoke to the people in DC and push. This is how we had this whole road from San Nicolas all the way to Logwato being open. That they're opening it because we're going to leave $27 million on the table. I advocated, I pushed, I wrote letters. I also have done similar thing with towers, Orange Towers, Blue Star Towers. We've advocated and pushed so our people can get connectivity. That's what we're going to be doing, Josepha. And I promise you this, Ty will not do all, but Ty will always try to do what's right. Now, on the police depot side, we will fix the police depot. We'll advocate for that as well. I want to say thank you, Ashford, again. We will support this platform so you can remain independent. Thank you to all the listeners. If I didn't answer your question or if you want to learn more about us, hit me up in my inbox. I promise you I will return all of your messages. Thank you so much. And I love you all. Thank you and have a blessed evening. Take care.
Thank you. That's the voice of Mr. Todd Woman making his presence known tonight, folks. I'm telling you, we're having a blast here on Bridge Radio Africa. We'll now go back to our information highway where Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts is standing by to give us her partner comment. Mrs. Roberts.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Garley. And again, thank you, Mr. Todd Wongbe. Good luck with your campaign and with your aspirations. Again, we want to say thank you to our listening audience and our viewing audience. Thank you for your participation, and do continue to encourage the discourse, because we need to hear from those that say they're going to lead our country to know what their intentions are so that we hold them accountable. Thank you. Have a great evening. Always a pleasure.
And folks, I'm afraid that's all the time I have to be with you. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. And just before we go, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsor for the night, Mr. Josephus Weir. Félicitations. Merci pour votre contribution. You know, Josephus, I know you lost your uncle in Liberia and you celebrate your birthday on this Saturday. You'll be live in Club Quarantine as well. And Josephus, just so you know, Bridge Radio loves you. Okay? And thank you for everything. Tomorrow night, folks, we'll have the senator from River G, coming to Wiset, who wants to be chairman of the Unity Party, will be our special guest tomorrow night. Folks, I'm telling you, don't want to miss this one. And then on Thursday, we'll play host to Mr. Wilfred Passaway, the chairman of ANC Global. Folks, I'm telling you, the people keep asking us. They love what we do in terms of professionalism. And now you know, man. Until then, please allow me to borrow the weddings of the wise man. Tough time don't last. Tough people do. The height of a man is never known until he rises, and there's no second chance to make that first impression. This is the microphone medicine. Dress it to get Zebon blow that and Jacob G with a normal zoom or zoo or one day mad double to dry. I do pop, folks. I'm telling you, this is the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than the lion. That's why they call him Ashford the Giant. That now you know me, Garley. Have a good night.